At the time that you made this first visit to Mel Dodge, the city was mowing the grass at Schiller Park, but was there much else going on there?
Not much. You know, it had gone into disrepair a bit like the neighborhood. You know, it's the same idea.
So tell us what was not there in Schiller Park that's there now.
Well, right now, when you walk around Schiller Park, just imagine that the amphitheater was not there. The carriage path that's in the inner part of the park, that was not there. It was originally there. I mean, that's what we found it because of Helen's photographs. The lights were not in the park. No lights. The promenade up to Schiller statue and the Huntington Gardens, none of that was there. The Schiller statue himself was as green as he could be, because he's a great old magnificent bronze statue that had never been cleaned. So one of the first things the Friends of Schiller did was we, along with some other groups like the Manicore, we paid to have him taken down and cleaned and put back up. So the Friends of Schiller really, along with the Columbus Recreation Parks, it's been a wonderful partnership for a long time, for over 30 years now. It has been this private-public partnership that people always strive for. That's what this has been. And the Friends of Schiller has been such a significant part of it.
Now, the Friends of Schiller, as you told us, was initially just a group of women who were concerned about their parents, concerned about their children, and it kind of morphed into something much greater.
Right.
At some point, how did it get connected to, as an institution, into the fabric of German Village? Well,
when we began to do fundraising, and then we did some serious fundraising for the park. And there was a master plan developed, lots of those sorts of things. We were connected to the German Village Foundation, which at the time was the 501c3. So, you know, that's how.
And I believe you mentioned Grace Highfield, who's memorialized in the park, was a catalyst of that. Tell us about that.
The Grace Highfield was a woman that lived here in the village that was very active in the village, and she helped in so many ways. She was probably on the society board. She is the one that decided that she thought that the village needed an endowment fund. They needed to put monies aside for the future. And she also was the one that realized, you know, we had to have the 501c3. And she did that by putting together then a group called the German Village Foundation. And it really worked together with the society. She was a CPA, and she always helped everyone. She helped the society, she helped the foundation. She was very much a part of the first Oktoberfest. So she really helped us get our finances in order, and she was a great person.
And so, first, Friends of Schiller was part of the German Village Foundation.
Yeah,
then, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we now, of course, memorialize Grace Highfield in this area with her own garden area, which includes the Umbrella Girl.
Right.
Are you aware of how that came to be, that she was honored?
Well, Grace was honored for no other reason than that she was such a special person, and we needed to somewhere acknowledge what she had done for the village. And she loved plants, and she loved the park. And her good friend Ann Lilly really helped make all that happen.
Now, once you got rolling with your 501c3 status, then, as you say, you started doing some really serious fundraising in conjunction with the city.
Right. And that's when all these other things came to be.
And I think you said you after you got these photographs together, really kind of galvanized creative juices on your part, you came up with a wish list.
Right, right.
Tell us about that.
Well, this was very early on. The Friends of Schiller put together a wish list that we sent around to everybody, and we used all these wonderful photographs that we found from Helen's book, and we asked for all kinds of wonderful projects, and most everything in this book has now happened over the years.
Can you see the front of this? Can you see? He can zoom in on it. This is kind of an important document in German village history.
Can you see it, John?
Yes. We're here with John Clark, who's our videographer.
Okay. This was something Friends of Schiller put together, and then, of course, we worked with the recreation parks on getting permission to send this out, to have some of these things purchased that we wanted. For example, we wanted to clean the statue. We wanted to find the Umbrella Girl or replace her.
Let's show a picture.
Can you see any of these?
Girl. And
of course, you're going to be. You'll be out there, right?
Yes, but this is apparently the picture of the Umbrella Girl, the original one, not the one that's there now, that was in the park, I think from the 1870s on until it was stolen in the 1950s. Is that your understanding?
That's our understanding, yeah.
Although the umbrella itself was an add-on at some point after the original statue was created.
John, for the future, here's a bigger picture of her you can use sometime.
Okay, thank you. And just out of curiosity, you put on here, it says, bring the Umbrella Girl back home. Once a focal point of Schiller Park, the girl with the umbrella fountain disappeared during the Depression era. You can give this treasure back to Schiller Park for all to enjoy.
We looked for her. We put in ads in the newspaper saying this, and we put her photograph in there, and we just asked, is there anyone that has seen this Umbrella Girl anywhere around? Because what we were wondering was maybe she had been taken, because the stories were after the World War II, quite a few things from Schiller Park were missing. We were thinking maybe she had disappeared at that time. Maybe someone had taken care of her or found her somewhere, so we were hoping to find her and never did.
I saw on a website somewhere that it actually turned up missing in the 50s. This indicates that it was in the Depression era, so we'll have to.
We don't.
This is part of oral history.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. We do know that in Helen's photographs, all these little kids would be standing in front of the Umbrella Girl. Somehow, the Umbrella Girl drew families to the spot when they had kids going to recitals, and they would have on their little ballet dresses, or do you know what I mean? And the little kids would be standing in front of the Umbrella Girl having their photograph taken.
It says on here a price tag of $3,000 to $5,000 that apparently was estimated. What did that represent? Did you think that was going to be the cost of a new sculpture? Or
oh,
I
man.
Think it would be much more than that.
You're asking some hard questions there.
I know sometimes.
What did we know?
Yeah, right.
I mean, we were doing hey.
Put a number out there.
We were putting a number out there. We were just saying, you know what, we have some needs out here, and jump on board. So I'm not sure how we came up with any of these figures, to tell you the truth.
Well, tell us how then all these various projects involved.
I'm trying to see what some of these. Polish the Poet. Polish the Poet. Here it says we were asking $2,300 for bronze finish. Blah blah blah. I'm sure we called the bronze people and said, so how much does it cost to do a statue 11 feet by whatever? Because I just am saying that we had never done anything like this before. And this was all just real new, and we were just trying our best. For example, here's a park bench for $550. Well, I think people are paying, what, $1,200 now for them or something? So maybe it wasn't that far off.
How did you raise the money?
Oh, gosh. Well, all kinds of different ways. I mean, all sorts of things. One thing's when we first started, we just would, send out letters and say, do you want to add a tree in honor of someone in your family to the park? So originally we did not have a master plan. We knew that there were some things like benches or trees and, things like that we wanted.
Was this just done over time, or was there a big rush of activity all at once to get this?
Over time, and we had to learn how to do this. It was really fun. I mean, we sold brats. Our kids sold lemonade at the house tour, and they wore their Friends of Schiller T-shirts, and they had big signs that said, all proceeds go to the Schiller Park. I mean, so all that $20 they made that day.
Did the Friends of Schiller have something to do with the amphitheater coming into being too?
Well, that was brought in, and with the master plan, then, oh gosh, there's so much. There's so much to think about. And I know that a good person for you to talk to about the master plan is Janet. She really worked hard on that.
So was this the master plan, or was there more?
Well, this came before the master plan,
okay.
But we realized pretty quickly that what we were doing here was a huge, huge undertaking. And so we had to make a plan. You couldn't just willy-nilly put these things in the park. We had to really make a plan on where everything needed to be, and then you could figure out those big expensive things like the amphitheater. Once you knew that you had these big projects to do, then we could figure out how to hone in on the individual projects.
And this was all done in conjunction with the city as well?
Oh yeah, everything was, because this is their park. Nothing can happen in this place without their approval. They are the owners of this park.
Right.
Yeah, not the Friends of Schiller. No one that lives in German Village. This is the Columbus Park. So everything that happens in there has to go to the commission, and the owner is the Columbus Recreation Parks, so they're the ones that has to take everything to the commission.